Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. In the previous episode, we saw how SriRamachandra has finally entered the palace of his father. He went directly to the room where Dasharatha Maharaja was seated along with Kaikeyi. He did a Sastanga Pranamam to his father and then to Ma Kaikeyi. Now, Sri Ramachandra did this, but Dasharatha Maharaja was not able to speak anything. He just uttered Rama and he started crying. And then he was not even able to maintain an eye contact with Rama. Looking at this, Sri Ramachandra really got a shock. He recoiled as if he was hit by a huge boulder or something. He looked at Dasharatha Maharaja and then looked at Kaikeyi and then he said, "Oh mother, why is my father not happy with me today? Why is he having tears in his eyes when he is looking at me? In all these years of my existence, I have never seen my father having tears in his eyes when he is looking at me. Why is he so sad? What has happened to him? Is he suffering from any physical pain? Is there something that I did that has hurt him so badly? Was there any mistake from my side? Was there any trouble that has come from the kingdom side? Is there any trouble with the family and all? All these questions Sri Ramachandra was asking. Along with Sri Ramachandra, Lakshmana has also come and he is also waiting at a distance. So Lakshmana is actually observing all this. He is observing the way this whole thing is unfolding. And Sri Ramachandra asks a lot of questions he asks here. And he asks Kaikeyi to clarify. Now Kaikeyi, here they say she has left Lajja, which means there are some things, in Hindi we call it Sharma. She has left it when she is talking now because she starts off by saying this, see, that nothing has happened. But then your father is now tied by the Satyapasha and he has to tell you something which might not be very, very good for you or might not be very, very good to your ears. Hence he is sad. Hence he is not able to speak. Oh Sri Ramachandra, you give me a word that whatever I say, even if that is not going to make you happy, you are going to stick to it and you are going to keep your father in truth, or you are going to make your father's words truth. Just give me this assurance and then I am going to tell you about the word that your father gave me and why he is not able to directly speak to you. She also says, your father made a promise long ago and now he is trying to go back on it. He is like that one man who is trying to build a dam to save the water that has already flown downstream. So your father is in a pursuit where he can't be really happy or where he can't be really successful. Hence he is not able to speak. You give me your word that you will stick to whatever your father has promised to me and I will give you the details. Now Sri Ramachandra, he immediately, he's shocked. He wanted to know why his father is sad. Now Kaikeyi Ma is saying something. In all this confusion, Sri Ramachandra stood tall and he said, "Oh Ma Kaikeyi, is there any bigger responsibility to a son than to serve his father? Is there any greater responsibility for a son to make his father happy? Is there any bigger joy for any son to keep the word of his father? Ma, I am giving you my word. I would stand by what I have said. And Ma, I will not speak twice. There are no two words when it comes to Sri Ramachandra. I will not have two versions for anything. For example, I will not say one thing to you and one thing to anybody else like that. Okay, that's the meaning that I am trying to convey here. And the shloka here, in many places you have seen this one sentence, Ramo Dvirnabhibhashate, means Rama doesn't talk twice on any subject. So, or doesn't have a second version when he is talking about any subject. I'm trying to give you the full sloka. This sloka is 30th sloka of 18th sarga of Ayodhyakanda. Tadbruhi vachanam devi rajnyo yadabhi kankshitam karishye pratijane cha Ramo Dvirnabhibhashate. O Devi, Rajyaha for the king, yat whatever, abhikangshitam means whatever is pleasing him, speak about that vachanam, that line, bruhi, you tell me, karishye, I would do it, pratijanecha, I am doing a pratignya also, I am giving you a word also, I am doing a promise also, Ramaha, which is Rama, Dvirnabhibhashate, he will not speak twice or he will not have two versions of speech each on a same thing. And now Kaikeyi was immediately very happy, and then she narrated the whole story of how there was a Devasura Sangrama in which Dasharatha Maharaja went to help Indra. He fought the war for the Devas. He almost lost his life twice in that war. Kaikeyi saved his life both the times, and in recognition for that effort, he gave her two boons, and he said she could ask anything that she wants, and Dasharatha Maharaja would give them. Then Kaikeyi said, I would use it at a later point of time, and sensing that this is an opportune time, now she has asked for those two boons, and she asked that with all the sambharas for that brought in, all the all the river water, all the ghee, all the laja, everything that was brought, with all those sambharas, Bharata should be made the king or made the Yuvaraja. So from Yuvaraja, it's a natural progression for the king. So he should be made the Yuvaraja, and SriRamachandra should go to forest for Nava Panchacha Varshani. Is a 9-year term and a 5-year term, which SriRamachandra did to his athlete. And now Kaikeyi is saying, do this quickly, leave immediately, so that your father will be happy, and the truth or the promise that your father has made, it will stay, and your father will stay in truth. She also adds that she is already planning to send people with very good horses to Kekaya Desha, where Yadhajit is ruling, so that Bharata and Shatrughna can be brought back and be anointed as the Yuvaraja. Sri Ramachandra heard all this, and he said, aha, is this all that I had to listen? And for this, father is suffering so much. And he says, I will put my father in truth. I don't have any second thoughts. I'll go to Vanvasa immediately. And here he says, hey Ma Kaikeyi, why did you ask father for this? Had you told me this, I would have gone happily. Why did you trouble this man? Why did you trouble this old man? Why did you trouble this great king? Why did you trouble my father? I would have gone very happily. Oh Ma, what do you think? Do you think I would differentiate between the kingdom and the forests? No, I am not a person who differentiates between either of them. Oh Ma, I am ready to go to Vanvasa. I'll go to Vanvasa is what he says. Kaikeyi, the moment she hears this, she says, start immediately, because that way things can roll faster. Immediately, Sri Ramachandra does a Padabhivandana to Dasharatha Maharaja, to Kaikeyi Ma. He does a Pradikshina to both of them. He goes around them in the clockwise direction once. That's called Pradakshina. And then he looks at the entire Abhisheka Samagri, which is all the sambharas that were brought for the Yuvarajya Abhisheka of Sri Ramachandra. And since they are brought from various rivers, the water of various rivers is there, all good things were brought in there. He does a pradakshina to all those sambharas. He does a namaskara for all of them, and from there he begins to move out of the palace. Lakshmana, who is at a distance, who is watching all this, tears start flowing from his eyes, and he too accompanies Sri Ramachandra. Now what would they do? That we would discuss in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम तत्सत्। सर्वं सद्गुरुसाई महाराज स्वामी चरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु। स्वस्ति।